Okay, I'll show you sort of part one, and I'm going to start with the Excel formulas again. The formatting you should know by now. So I'm going to start with format cell C11 to C16, three decimal places, 311 to 316. I'm just going to do that again. You highlight it, right click, format it, okay, and numbers, three decimal places, and you go okay, and there it is, okay. So it says in cell E11, let's do it again, E11, use the function to calculate the regional income from Africa for the week, okay. Use absolute and relative references, do not use a named range. Use the function to calculate the regional income, okay. So how do we do that? They want this here. See this column, the R code, and only if it's AF must you put it in there. How do we do that? You go equals sum if and then you click on sum if here. So they want this here only if the first part starts with AF, then they must put the amount in over here. Okay, so they want the amount in there. So what do? You highlight this here to the bottom. Okay. What is your checkpoint or your reference? AF, the comma, and what do they want? They want to add all the Africas there. And can you see that? So we've highlighted that. We close the thing, and in D19, press F4, D39, we press F4, and there it is. Okay, can you see that? Then they want it in rand, so you right click. No, you don't do that. First pull it down, all your formulas down, can you see that? Then they want each formula in, as I told you, they want each formula in the currency. So the first one, we're going to go format cell. They want it in currency. I'll show you how to do it. Go to South African rands. And you go and look for it, okay? So you know how to do it. See, there's the Chinese one. Okay. So it's just above Welsh and Scottish. Okay, let's go to South African rands. Well, I know what South Africa stands for. I come from there. ZAR, and there it is. Okay, okay. So South African rands. A yan, we just saw it. Currency, format, and you go. Nice seeing near Welsh and Scottish, so that'll be quite cool. You go down here, and it's near Welsh. There it is, and you click on it. Okay. Can you see how you do it? Next one, dollars, and you work your way through. Currency, go there. Where's the next one? Get a dollar sign somewhere. That's a dollar. Okay, and so on and so forth till you work your way down. Okay, euro, dollar, real. Are you going to get real? You click on it, format cell, and go look for Brazil. Currency, you go look for Brazil. Okay, and that'll be real. Oh, there's Spanish. Let's see with Spanish. Let's see if we can get. Can you see Brazil anywhere? I wonder why they don't put it in alphabetical order. You know exactly where you're going. Have you seen it anywhere? I haven't. Oh, there it is. Okay. And that's dollar. Let me do it all for you. And format cell currency. Oh well, whatever. Okay, and euro. Okay, so what's the next thing they want us to do? Says yeah. Okay. Okay, we've done that one. Format cells E12 to E16 into the correct currency format. That's what we just done. I've just showed you. Use the cells B11 to C16. B11. Use the cells B11 to C16. Can you see there? Those two. B11 to C16 and call it rate. Okay. You can do it this way. Can you see their name manager? Okay, you click on it, and this comes up, and you go new, and you call it rate, R-A-T-E. Can you see I did it? And you take a screenshot of this, and you put in your evidence, or you can do it the other way, okay? So there you go, okay. And it's rate. And you go close, okay? So we've made those two columns rate. What do they say? In cell E19, use the name range rate. Name range, the minute I talk about name range, you know it's a VLOOKUP. To calculate the income in Brazilian real. Okay, replicate this formation from row 20 to 39. Okay. So what are we going to do? We use a VLOOKUP, but we want to do something and we're going to multiply it. So for the first time in a long while, we've got to do something like this. Okay, you got E, you got FX. Okay. Just give me a moment. I'm going to try something. Okay, so what do? We want to get this into here. Okay. That multiplied by that to give us the amount. Okay, can you see that? So we're going to go equals. We're going to go FX. VLOOKUP. We go okay. What's the lookup array? It's the RF code. Can you see in our table there, rates? We've got RF code and RF code. You click on RF code. Okay. What's the table array? It's rates. The table we made rates. Okay, so there it is. Can you see that? What's the column index? It's 2. We put false. Let's see. Let's go there. Okay. Okay. But now we're going to multiply this by this. Okay. So this formula, we're going to multiply this formula by this amount to go here. So can you see on top here? We click Shift 8 to get the star. Click on there and press enter. And there it is. Can you see it? And then you pull it down. Can you see all those? Okay. And what must it be doing? What? I'm tired. What should we be doing? Okay. Ray column, okay, good. Says format them appropriately, which means we're going to make it 2 decimal places. You remember it said all currency must be 2 decimal places. So we go to currency and 2 decimal places and we go, okay. Okay. And then all the Africans and all the stuff has got to be in their proper currency. You've got to do that. How do you do that? Well, to me, the easiest way to do that is filter it. Okay? We've got to kind of sort it. Okay? So where are we going to sort it? I think the best place to sort it is there. So now you've got all the Africans one here. Can you see there? And you can go there, right click, format cell, go look for South Africa, somewhere near the bottom as usual. Oh, where is it? I said we've got to go look for it. What do they want you to do? Waste time in exam. Silly, man. But you must do it because every time you do it, it's a point. If you don't do it, you're going to lose a point. Okay? So do it. Okay. So there we go. You go, okay. Now all you have to do is pull this. And yeah, you're going to do it one by one by one. Okay? And you're going to change it according to everything. AS is what? AS is Asia, which is Yan, which is that symbol. You're going to put all the symbols going down. I'm definitely not going to do it, but you have to get your marks, okay? Otherwise, you lose marks. Okay, so that's quite cool. Did you see how we did it? We went equals VLOOKUP. We did a VLOOKUP on that table. We first gave this a name called rates, and then we did a VLOOKUP here, okay? So that's quite cool. So what's the next thing we must do? Okay, they want you to save and print the spreadsheet showing the values. Make sure that the contents of all the cells are visible and the printout fits a single C. They want to see that you put all these currencies here. And they're going to make you print it out. Okay, so they're going to go print. You're going to go here and you're going to look at the preview. You can go in page setup. Is your name in it? No, your name's not in it. You're going to go fit to page. And whatever they tell you to print it in, landscape or format, you click on there. Go to the header and footer. In your header, custom header, make sure your name's in there. JP, center number BA019, and your student number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I harp on about student numbers and names and everything because they won't mark it in exams if you don't do it. Let's go and look, everything's there, it's showing there, you're going to get marks, you're going to get plenty of marks here, okay, and then you click print, you print it out. Make sure you print it out. Okay, so there it is, we've done that. Okay, so it's quite easy so far. This formula was a summary formula. It was C19 to 39 because they were, remember what I told you. When you're doing a VLOOKUP, whenever you're doing a VLOOKUP, look for the headings that are the same headings as that. Then you know your first value will be the first piece of data on the headings that are the same. And then obviously your table, which was that table there, column 2, false, and they wanted to times this amount, okay, this amount by this amount. The amount that would have been here, after working this, that there, they wanted to that there, by that there to get that there. Sorry, just a bit tired, I've been on this whole day. Okay, so that's what they wanted. VLOOKUP, they wanted C19, just a reference code. Remember, that's the heading and that's the heading. So you use the first piece of data. Then what do they want? They want the table. The table was those two. We know second, 2 stands for the second column, and false because they want the exact amount. Then they wanted that times that to give you that. Okay, so that's quite easy to VLOOKUP. So what's the next bit of information we're going to do? Print the spreadsheet in landscape orientation showing the formulas used. Okay, so you got page layout, orientation, landscape, Go to formulas, show formulas. Make sure the formulas are shown in full. All the formulas you've done, okay? Can you see that? I'm sure there's one formula we haven't done yet, and I'll show you how to do it, okay? So there we are. Make it smaller. And where we going? Okay. So there we go. What we do now? There's something else there. So 11. I'm sure there's something about C5. Okay, here it is, question 24. In cell C5 to C7, calculate the total income in Brazilian real for each income type. Format these cells appropriately. So it's there. Can you see there? We've got to do a, what do they want, count or a sum if? Total. So it's going to be a sum if. So it's equals sum if. Can you see that? And what do they want? They want the code, and the code and the money. Okay, I'm just going to get a drink of water. My mouth is dry. Okay. Okay, so they want a sum if. We're going to work on the code. They want this code, reference point to this code to put this amount in there. Okay, so sum if, it's a code, begins with a D, put the value into that cell. Okay, so what's the reference? You go comma, what's the reference? If it's a D, anything with a D, take this and put it in there. So what do we have to do? We've got to do that. We've got to pull it down, all the way down, okay? And then we've got to put it in there, okay? So you close it, you F4 the money values, F4, F4, you can F4 this one as well. Whenever you got pull downs, you can F4 them. So pull down that F4 and absolute and relative. That one's relative, okay? And you press enter, and there it is, okay? What must currency be? You know this is currency. They must be two decimal places. Okay, so you got currency, 2 decimal places, okay. Okay, then you must change it, okay? Okay, there's donations, all that kind of stuff, okay. What do they want it to? Brazilian. Calculate the total income in Brazilian for each income type. Okay, so there you go. Each income type. So, that must be Brazilian reals, okay? What's a Brazilian real? It's a RS, real dollar. Okay, something like that. Okay, so what's the next thing they want? Okay, so they want the total expenditure here. Okay, that's quite easy. What's the total? Total is equals sum, and you basically just got to add this all up. Click on there. All you do is pull this down, and down it goes to the bottom. You close it, and you press enter. And there's your total. Now they want to print out something. They want to print out showing all the formulas. Now you've got all the formulas. Can you see there? And they're all in full. Are they all in full? No. You've got to check it. Can you see there? Make sure all your formulas are in full. Okay. Is that all the formulas? Yes. They want page layout, landscape, choose landscape. Okay. File, print preview. Can you see all the formulas? Yes. Is your name in it? Yes. Sum, yep. And you print it. Okay. Can you get it? You see it? Close print preview. And there you are. Go back to formulas. Unclick it. And then you get it all back again. Okay? Okay. So print this. Create and label a chart to compare the percentage of the income in real for each region. Okay. So regional and show evidence of the calculation values used to create the chart in your evidence document. Okay, so what do they want? Create in real. Okay, so what they wanted. Okay, wait. Create and label a chart to compare the percentage of the income in real for each region. Okay, in real for each regional income. So there you go. Okay, so what do they want? They want the region. So they want this. You hold down control and they want that. Okay, and I'll just copy it, make a new one, put it in there, open it up. Okay, what kind of charts do they want? They want it in percentage. So go like that, insert pie chart. There's a pie chart. Okay, they want it in percentages. You click it like that. There it is. Okay. Put Africa there. Bring Asia down to there. Grab North America and put it in. There you go. Go to layout, chart title, above chart. What's the chart title must be? Make sure they're going to sell the business. Okay, so there you go. Give it a chart title. Income in Brazilian real. Okay, something like that. Okay, and basically that's it. Okay, what do they want you to do with it? Let's copy this chart in your evidence document. Okay, save and print your evidence document, and that's it. Okay.